Welcome back to the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Audio versions of the show are available through Spotify, Apple iTunes, Podbean, wherever you pick up audio versions of the show, you will find us there. This is your Everton versus Liverpool player ratings. Everton 1, Liverpool 4. An absolutely belter of a game end to end, especially in the first half. But Liverpool running out dominant winners, especially in the second half. They controlled the game so well. First half, they started out with a blistering pace. After 20 minutes, the game looked like it was over. To be honest with you, we could have been 3-0 up after 10 minutes, but for misses by and Mo Salah and Matip in the box with a sitter of a header that he should have put away. Let's get into these player ratings anyway. Alison Becker, I gave him a seven, I should say. I thought he was, he was fine all day. He didn't have anything really to do as such, I mean, if there's only one criticism of him, really, maybe he could have stayed on his line a bit more for the Damari Gray goal instead of bursting out of the box. He could have given him more of a decision to make, let's say, by staying on his line, and potentially maybe Trent or one of the other defenders might have caught up with him as well. But very, very small. I mean, Allison's outstanding, world class as always. Trent, gave Trent a 7. Not his absolute best game, but never really out of the game, always involved, trying to get on the ball and stuff like that. But at times, I think in defence, he just looked a tad bit nervous and was being put into uncomfortable positions, I think. So give him a 7, but didn't really do much wrong. But didn't seem to be in the game and as influential on the game as he normally is. Joel Matip, I gave a 7 too. He just seemed a little bit off himself and Van Dyke. They didn't seem to have that chemistry that they normally have, and at times he just seemed a little bit shaky beside Trent there at times. So I gave him a 7. Let's go on then. Virgo Van Dyke. Not his best first half, but certainly unbelievable in the second half. He was absolutely brilliant at times, scintillating. I think we would have given him a 10 if he had scored that free kick, wasn't it? Weird decision there as well. Like, it was weird him stepping up there. Trent was on the ball, Salah was on the ball, and he steps up and just walks in and goes, "Listen, lads, I'm taking this one." Maybe he was going to get a little bit of revenge or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it was certainly an interesting move by Van Dijk to step up and look like he wanted to be the one to take the actual the free kick. Andy Robinson, I'm giving Andy Robinson a 9. I've been critical of Andy Robinson over the last few weeks. Not so much critical, I'd say. Maybe I just thought time out of the team might have done him good. And I think that was a good shout. It wasn't necessarily a case of dropping him for Tsimikas, that Tsimikas had taken the spot, but just that he needed a bit of time out of the team to chill out a little bit and reassess what he was doing. But he's absolutely electric now, back to his brilliant best. Had 2 assists last night, was absolutely brilliant. And what more can we say? An absolute 9. You could give the boy a 10 if you wanted. Fabinho, I'm giving an 8. First 45 minutes, a little bit sort of not up to his usual level that he was at, but certainly unbelievable second half, you know what I mean, in terms of taking control of the game and stuff like that. Absolutely brilliant. Jordan Henderson, I'm giving a 9. He was absolutely everywhere tonight in that game. He was unbelievable. He had a stunning goal as well. What a finish, the way he just put that ball into that bottom corner. And, the amount of work he did as well, that absolute assist for Salah's goal was unbelievable. That ball he played through before, and not the first time we've seen that ball being played either. So absolutely brilliant, and a great day for the skipper to see him urging the guys on, even when we had scored 2 goals or 3 goals or whatever it is. He's just urging the guys on to put the boot into Everton all the time. Him more than anyone really felt the difference in what happened last year with those injuries we sustained at Everton. And I think him more than anyone tonight was really up to lay down a marker to Everton. So absolutely brilliant from the captain, as always. Thiago, I gave a 7. Very good for about 20 minutes, but all of a sudden started getting dragged into what we talk about, that way Everton drag you into their dirty kind of game where they drag you down to their level. was decent second half as well, laying the passes around and stuff like that. I thought he was decent enough and full value for his rating. But that little bit of hot-headedness in him that can come through at times. You could see it last night. It was bubbling over a little bit. Sadio Mane, I gave a 7-2. He had a header there that was of a chance, but it was a very awkward one. You wouldn't be getting much power on it. He was kind of coming back onto it and stuff like that. His speed today, he was a little bit concerning. Like, he was a little bit slower than he normally is, and his touch was way off at time. But at times did really, really well in creating some spaces for other players and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I just think, I don't know, does he need to be a little bit more selfish or stuff like that? He seems to be going back. He's gone through this period again now where he's taking a little bit more on the ball, too many touches maybe, or his confidence isn't what it should be and stuff like that. And I know that's a physical game last night against Everton and stuff like that, but he's normally one of those players. He's quite physical himself, so I expected a bit more from him last night. But all in all, a performance all round in terms of the team and stuff like that. Diogo Jota, I gave an 8. This man is the epitome of the pressing game. He's an absolute pressing monster. Probably his best game, I would say, for Liverpool nearly yet, and he's just getting better and better and better all the time. You can see the strength coming through all the time. He's getting stronger. He's more physical. You know what I mean? He's less inclined to let players away with stuff. You've seen it last night with Alan. He was having none of it and stuff like that. And also when Richarlison tried to get involved as well, he was all over him as well, giving him guff as well. So great to see Diogo Jota in there. Absolutely brilliant at the moment. On fire. Not much more we could ask for that man at all. Mo Salah, what do we say about Mo Salah? I mean, 2 goals, you know what I mean? Having an absolute outrageous season. Certainly a man who's going to be in discussions for the Ballon d'Or next year, if anyone actually cares about that award anymore. But the 2 goals that he scored are just sublime. The first one, the breakaway one, and he just slides a boy Pickford, no chance, into the far corner. How many times have we seen him score that goal? And how many times have we seen him go for that goal and it just goes a little bit wide? It just doesn't bend in enough into the post on the far side. But absolutely outstanding. And then that runaway goal to break down Seamus Coleman, steal the ball off him, and off he goes. And the speed of him on the ball, even when he's in full flight, where be it with the ball or without the ball, he's just absolutely exceptional in terms of speed. And again, just an absolute sublime finish. Absolutely brilliant. Substitutes, Milner came on, was bright and stuff like that, but I think he was put on more inclined to, just calm the game down a bit and stuff like that. Take a little bit of saltiness out of the game, if you like. So that was pretty good. Ox came on as well. There's not much really to say. Came on, probably not judged by a rating, and neither with Taki coming on, I think, with 2 minutes to go. So I didn't give either of them a rating and stuff like that. But again, good to see Klopp giving the players a few minutes and stuff like that. It's good to include them in the squad. We're certainly going to need these boys come January, especially when the likes of Mo and Sadio and all head off to the AFCON. But it was great to see those boys involved. You know what I mean? Just what can we say about Liverpool at the moment? The pressing game, they're on top of their game at the moment. Pressing is unbelievable. Really, really good performances all around the park in what would be a dirty, tough, physical kind of game. Great to get out of there with a 4-1 win, and also the 3 points and no injuries as well was really, really important, because the game was looking like it was going to boil over. It was getting a bit petulant at times and stuff like that. Lads throwing themselves to the ground and stuff like that. And there would be a concern there that a player could potentially pick up a red and miss out on the game at a time where we do have a few injuries. We have a little bit of backup there, but the squad is still slightly light compared to the players that we have out at the moment. So all in all, a good performance. Roll on the weekend. Tough game against Wolves. And we will talk to you again at the weekend. Come on, you red men.